This is Thomas with Nintendad, and welcome to our review. We'll be looking at Marvelous and Xseed's take on the slice of life farming simulator genre with Rune Factory 4 Special for the Nintendo Switch. The story is relatively straightforward. Again, we are controlling an amnesic protagonist, only this time we get to see how this ailment is brought about. After selecting between a male or female avatar, you find yourself on a fast-flying airship. Holding a mysterious object in your hands, you're soon ambushed and the object is broken into pieces, which fall overboard. These fragments are scattered across the land, but you hardly trouble yourself with that at this point. More pressing matters are at hand, like getting amnesia from the scrape with the ne'er-doers and being tossed overboard yourself. Fortunately, your fall is broken by landing atop none other than a powerful dragon who lives in Selphia. With guidance from Ventuswil, the dragon, you'll soon start to unravel the mysteries of Selphia and the importance of the mission you embarked on in the first place. I quickly realized that Rune Factory 4 is indeed special, as it places more emphasis on combat than other farming sims I've played. The battle system is real-time, making it more like an action RPG. You can use various weapons and a combination of spells and skills to conquer the land. In fact, I'd say I spent the majority of my time vanquishing fiendish furpies. Wait, furpy? Isn't that a cute animal? I don't want to hurt them. Well, in Rune Factory, your conscience can be clear while battling fluffy animals. The game clarifies that any creature you defeat doesn't actually die, they're just sent somewhere else. Which was good because my kids were worried about all the ducks I destroyed. No, sweetie, they're just going to a special farm, just not my farm. Actually, some of them did end up on my farm. You can feed the various fauna for a chance to get them to join you in battle and assist you with your chores. In addition to being able to tame the wildlife, there's a robust crafting system. Rune Factory takes a unique approach in that you have to eat a special bread in order to learn new recipes. If your skill is too low, the bread won't be consumed and you can save it for a time when your level is sufficient. And it wouldn't be a decent slice of life sim without courting. You can befriend the people of Selphia and work up to dating someone and eventually marrying. From everything I could see, you could only become intimate with those of the opposite gender. Hearts and smiley faces are depicted next to each resident, and the selection was somewhat limited and didn't allow for same-sex relationships. Freedom of choice is pretty prevalent in these types of games today. I get that this is a port of an older 3DS game, but I was surprised nonetheless that the option was unavailable.
So?
As for the meat and potatoes, or rather the turnips and potatoes of the gameplay, is the farming. Rune Factory 4 gives a cohesive farming experience with 4 seasons, storms, and the ability to level up crops. Soil can fetter, typhoons will wreak havoc, and utilizing standard tools to turn the ground, plant and water your seeds, you'll watch the fruit of your labors over days and weeks. Each morning you can sell your produce, hoard it for crafting, or try to impress your neighbors with gifts. Or of course all of the above. Ultimately, the farming is fairly standard and yet incredibly addicting. I can't tell you how many hours melted away while I tended my fields and explored Selphia. And one thing I didn't know is you can run your own shop. It's pretty bare bones, but it held my attention for a while and was a nice feature. There are a lot of aspects to the various gameplay in Rune Factory 4, and it handles them all surprisingly well. There's a good balance between all of the available tasks, so nothing feels too mundane. Tired of fighting? Take some needed R&R for fishing. Spend a day mining or searching for wood. You just need to be careful not to expend all your rune points. Rune points are power from the earth and act as your stamina. If you exhaust all of your rune points in a day, you'll lose your hit points. Drop to 0 and it's to the doctor for you. And the fees really add up. Just about everything you do will either contribute to improving your skills or earning you Prince Points. As Prince Points are accrued, you can spend them to improve Selphia or your own personal assets. When it comes to the graphics, I was a little torn. The updated character images are gorgeous. The art is well done with a fair amount of variety. It is, however, clear that the main game is scaled up from the 3DS. Images often overlap and flicker in and out, especially during combat. Other than that, I only ran into a few sparse bugs every now and again. Nothing game-breaking, just some oddities here and there. The music was relaxing and peaceful throughout the game, and the sound effects were polished. There's little voice acting, and the cast did a great job breathing life into otherwise stiff characters. The only thing that kind of bothered me was their lack of personality in how the AI controlled the NPCs. Sure, they have their own daily tasks and goals, but their interaction with the main character was hardly organic. Despite a few random bugs and my squabble with the character AI, Rune Factory 4 pulls off a fantastic blend of slice-of-life farming sim and action role-playing. If you've sunk years into an indie farming valley and plan to get stranded on a deserted island with nosy animal neighbors the next month or so, Rune Factory 4 Special is likely right up your alley and will fill the time in between. There's a lot of content. Even when you complete the game and the credits roll, it's not really over. With its charming world and addicting gameplay, I give Rune Factory 4 Special a Nintendad score of 4 out of 5. Thanks for tuning in, don't forget to subscribe, and have a hoedown of a day.